All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're finally here after this long wait. We've got Team eHug versus Team Dog. Fear, give us a try. Are you coming in loud and clear, buddy? Oh, wait, there we go. Try again.
Trying again. Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Excellent.
So, Fear, thank you for joining me. Before we hop into this game, how are you doing, pal?
I'm doing great. Thanks for inviting me. Haven't cast in a while, so it should be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We've got eHung versus Dog. I was looking forward to casting EG with you at the helm, but unfortunately we came to that conclusion that, wait a second, you're stationed next to Fear, and that might not work out too well.
Universe, I'm Fear, but
Or,
yeah.
pardon me, yeah, next to Universe. Oh, God. Oh, no, we're off to a good start here. Oh, now I'm sweating with embarrassment, Fear. Jesus.
I'm sorry for calling you out like that.
It's okay. No, I deserved it. It's okay. Keep me on my toes, man. I appreciate it. So, Team Dog versus eHug. Any thoughts coming into this draft, buddy?
Old Dog seems to prioritize Centaur. Like, I've been watching a few of their games. They pick it up really early. I believe they have Smugleg play it,
Yes.
and so they're already setting up their. Actually, they played offlane solo usually, so just a couple strong pickups. They love their Centaur, and then AA Batrider, obviously a very strong combination. Batrider sets up, AA ults from halfway across the map. You drag him into the AA ult, very easy ganks. So I actually gotta say I like eHug's start a little better.
Yeah, and I guess it's important to note as well that eHug have had their official roster change now. Ryu Borez, he hasn't been playing with them recently, but it's official. Justin is their new, I guess he's their solo mid player alongside Jiggle Billy. And actually our Starladder overlay hasn't been updated yet, so let me just go ahead and fix that. Are you familiar with Justin at all? Have you ever seen him in like matchmaking, played with him? Do you know anything about that player?
Unfortunately, I do not. A couple players on my team like knew who he was, but I don't think I've played with him before. If I have, I don't remember. So, but I don't know him very well. It's interesting to see how he plays. I know he played Doombringer not too long ago, I think, against Liquid, and he played really well actually. So I'm excited to see how well he's gonna do as well against against Doggy.
Yeah, he's also been tagged up as kind of like a ninja name as 272, I think. So just food for thought if you've ever seen him walking around. Rumor has it that that's been Justin. So I don't know. I have high hopes for eHug. I want them to do well, but they've been struggling throughout this entire event, and not just limited to Starladder. If we take a look at the grid, Team Dog, they are 3-2 right now, so kind of on that cusp of making it into the top 4 out of these 8 teams to move into the playoffs. And eHug, well, it's not looking too good. They're 2-3, and I think with 3 losses, you're also right on the cusp. So this is actually sort of a big game. Both of these teams could use a win here.
Yeah, definitely. And, like I would say, Team Dog is favored to win because they have a lot of players that are like very experienced. But eHug's also like for me, like Team Power Rangers, they haven't been super successful, but they can take a game off any team. I find like eHug to be that same type of team.
Yeah. Definitely. Sorry, I was just looking at. Are you hearing static on my end? Folks are saying. I see chat saying that there's static all over the place, but I've got no problem on my side. Do you hear static coming from me?
No, not really.
I sound normal.
Not much. Yeah, you sound fine.
Give me one moment here. Let me mute and unmute.
Okay.
Do I still sound normal to you?
Yeah, you sound fine to me.
Huh. That's really strange. I wonder why I sound normal to you, but not on XSplit. That makes me a little bit nervous here. And of course, we're on a 2-minute delay, so we won't know. Oh, it looks like it's fixed. Great. So maybe I sat on the cable. Who knows what happened, but I guess we're in good shape now. So what's your thought about Centaur overall right now? You mentioned Team Dog. They've been prioritizing him quite a bit. Where do you think he fits in? Like, is he a worthy first pick?
It's hard to like say who's first pick anymore in this patch. There's quite a few heroes, like Visage, which Visage hasn't even been touched, has it? Which is actually amazing. I'm surprised no one took Visage, but there's a couple heroes that are first pick worthy. But Centaur, yeah, he could be. If you have a strat and you focus your whole strat around him, Centaur works well in just about any strat, especially if you use him the way Dog use him as like kind of a utility. You can play him as a safe lane farmer too. We do that as well. I play it. It's pretty strong that way too. That way you guaranteed get your blink dagger up pretty early and your ultimate. So yeah, I think Centaur is worthy of a first pick, especially if you pair him up with Bane. You can get a sleep, easy stomp. You can get a lot of kills around the map. With Puck, once again, they got a lot of heroes that can just run around and gank. Whereas eHug pick up the Shadow Shaman, huh?
Yeah. And sorry to interrupt you, but make sure your mic is turned on in game so the folks on the Dota TV ticket can hear you.
Yeah, I haven't casted in a while. I need to do that.
I should have reminded you. I'll take the blame for that one. It's my job as the producer here. But interesting to see eHug grab Shadow Shaman because they're also on the Dire side, and a stat that I always like to go back to. And on this patch, Shadow Shaman has something like a 65% win rate on Dire and like a sub 50, like 45, 46 on Radiant. And of course, because of the Roche advantage. So he's a much more powerful pick when he's on the Dire side of the map.
Yeah, but that was also, I think, back when you could abuse Roshan and ward trap Roche.
Yes, that
and
probably.
you could solo him, it's just huge actually. If you're level 6 Shadow Shaman just solos Roche, no one notices he's off the map. You know, it was kind of game-winning stuff right there. But it's still really good, regardless on Dire. But it's not as good as it was in the past, I would say.
Yes, that's for darn sure. If I'm not mistaken, I think those numbers are in 6.8, and that was a change. Was that like one of those ninja patches after 6.8 came out, or was that bundled in with the last big patch? I'm having trouble remembering now.
I think it got hotfixed pretty quickly, but I'm not quite sure exactly.
All right, well, eHug will go ahead and grab the Doombringer with their 4th pick. Not a bad choice. They needed some sort of a tanky frontliner, and, well, Doom is pretty solid overall. eHug, I'm trying to remember how they run their Doom. Doom's one of those heroes that's so flexible that every team seems to have their own kind of formula for how they like to use Doom. Some like to put him more in the jungle and do that kind of utility or a base Doom where he goes mech, Vlad's, maybe a Shiva's or AC. Other teams like him in the position 1 with kind of a Shadow Blade, but that's fallen off with the more recent changes to Shadow Blade. And some teams are even bold enough to put him in the mid lane.
Yeah, eHug was a team that put it mid, mainly when they had Ray Bruce, he played it, but as I've seen it with eHug, the last time they played it, Justin played it. He is typically their mid player, I think, but he played the safe lane, and Jigobilly went mid, so I expect if history repeat itself, they will do that.
Yeah.
Reserve time.
Yeah, Doom's pretty solid overall, and wow, Team Dog, they'll grab the Lich, a support that we haven't seen all that much in 6.8. He's really fallen off in popularity.
Yeah, but I've seen him rising just a little bit as well. I saw EG, I wasn't playing, of course, as I'm on break, has been playing it a little bit. And I've played against Doggy a few times. I think they like their Lich as well. I think they're going to do like a dual lane with Lich Centaur on the off lane, then have Spectre Bane on the safe lane, and then just have their puck mid. I assume that's what they're going to go for.
Yeah. That would make sense. I think that works pretty well. Lich is pretty good in general. Like, of course, the experience thing can help tip the scales a little bit. But one of the things about Lich that I've noticed is it seems like he's not a great play from behind support. When you need a big playmaker, I feel like his ult is just a little bit too weak right now. Like, the missile moves so slow that any team that's remotely heads up about it can kind of just walk out of the danger zone.
Yeah, his ult definitely isn't very good unless you have heroes like Faceless Void or something to keep them in place.
Right.
But like his main strength is you have to win your lanes with Lich. If you don't win your lanes with Lich, it's going to be a pretty rough game because he gets really useless. But it gives you the like capability of like winning a lane which you shouldn't win, and like for example the off lane. But they really have to do that to make the pick like worthwhile.
Yeah, and Starladder will be the final choice for Team eHug, and this is what I would usually call just kind of a casual Starladder pick, where there's no real minus armor synergy for him to be worked with. I mean, what do you think about Starladder in that context? I usually think of him as great in a minus armor lineup. Does he fit in here, or?
He does fit in, yeah, but I do agree, like, he is better with heroes like, a Shadow Fiend mid instead of a Doom. That way you can stack some armor. It's not even just having more minus armor. I think it's having more physical damage dealers, people who right-click well. And Doom isn't really a hero that right-clicks too much. I mean, Rasta wards are good with it. Batrider obviously doesn't right-click as well. AA doesn't. So, yeah, it seems a little strange here, but it is good initiation. Maybe that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, and again, it depends exactly how they want to build this Doom. Now that the Shadow Blade build has kind of fallen off, and you're right about that mid-Doom. It looks like it will be Justin taking helm in the solo mid on that front. It will be Cakes playing on the solo safe lane Batrider. Team Dog off to an aggressive start as they move into the jungle. They will go ahead and ward the pull camp here, and they won't find anyone to engage on. It will be Pandago playing on the Shadow Shaman. I'm a Sheep will be on the Ancient Apparition, and they will be supporting Jigglebilly here with an aggressive tri-lane.
Which I think is the right call. Want me to introduce Dog, or did you already do that?
No, go for it.
Alright, on Team's Dog side, we have Wolf, which I believe is Pycat.
Yes, I believe so.
Mid lane, we're going to have MSS playing Puck. Misery is going to be on the support Bane, Fog Dota going to be playing Lich, and Smuglig will be on the Centaur. And it looks like they are doing that dual lane. And it's very smart to actually dodge this lane and just go aggressive. Bat can catch up by doing jungle stacks, stuff like that. But if they put the 3 heroes up on top lane, I feel like Lich could be a problem, and Spectre could be free farming at the same time. And they don't want to lose 2 of their lanes.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Cakes is going to have his work cut out for him. We haven't seen him play too much Bat Rider. He's been playing a lot of Clockwork, and I'm trying to remember. Maybe he did play a Bat Rider the other day, but I think he'll have his work cut out for him here. Smugglig is... It seems that some players just have still yet to really understand how much damage Centaur can put out. There are times where I see that double edge, and it's like, wow, he just took somebody from full health to nearly dead in a matter of seconds. His burst is just darn impressive.
Yeah, it's silly. I'm actually experimenting with going Veil on Centaur. That's my next creation.
Veil on Centaur. That's interesting.
All his damage is magical. If you get it off, it's like 700 burst damage pure.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I never really thought about it, but it does make sense. He's pretty bursty already, so that could be interesting. Thanks for the insight. If I see you working towards a Veil on Centaur now, I won't be surprised. So.
That's gonna be my next creation. What's interesting to me actually is Pandago started mid. It's because they wanted to get 1 creep up on Doom, which is fine, but I don't understand what Shadow Shaman's doing right now. He's like kind of roaming while they have a dual lane bottom and like a solo top. I think he should have just stayed bottom and aggressive tri lane to guarantee Spectre gets nothing.
Yeah, and Spectre, he's farming okay. He's 2-1 right now to get things rolling. Jiggle Billy is only 3-0, so it is a pretty even duo lane down here. It looks like he will take heed to your advice. He'll actually burn a smoke already, and we'll see if he rotates down bottom or if he actually moves in towards the mid
They're going
lane.
already.
Oh,
like.
Yeah, you're right. And maybe we'll see an engage. I'm a sheep taking a bit of damage, but now both sides just going to get softened up a little bit. No kill will come out quite yet.
That's where he should die here.
Pandago. Yeah, they should be able to set up a kill, I think. There's the Slitherine Crush, and Bane will get stuck inside the shackles. This will be your first blood coming out, and it will go the way of I'm a sheep on the Ancient Apparition.
Oh, yeah, they're going on top as well.
Oh, yep, good call indeed. They'll dive this tower, or will they? Cakes gets off the Firefly, and that's enough to deter them. Yep, so no kill coming out, but Cakes is getting pressured pretty hard. At least he's getting experience, though. He's going to use a salve, and it won't get knocked off. And he's actually got quite a few less hits under his belt as well for a solo safe laner here. 4-0. Not too bad.
Yeah, he's actually doing well in this lane. And the important thing for them is, like, he doesn't get affected too much by Lich. Like, if he gets too out of control and he can't go to the lane anymore, he can just go to the jungle. And that's perfectly fine for him.
And it's sort of unfortunate for Justin here in the mid lane as Bat Rider. Taking a little bit of harassment. And he's melee on melee lanes, man. I'm looking at the minimap, but I keep thinking fights are going to break out. Justin absorbed a pretty unfortunate creep for the mid lane. The Wild Wing Ripper is just not ideal. The Armor Aura does help quite a bit since Doom is low on armor, but the Tornado is about as useless as they come in the mid lane because it's 200 mana.
Yeah, I think the Tornado, not the Tornado will be good. It's always going to be useless, but if he had a Stout Shield with that creep, he'd be pretty good in mid lane because he wouldn't take much damage from pucks or ass.
Yeah, he's doing well, though, despite not having the Stout Shield. He's keeping up in last hits, only trailing by 2, even though Puck has racked up quite a few denies. So.
Yeah, he's not expected to win this lane, and he'll make up some of the last hits by just Devour Gold, so he's doing fine here.
Yep, and Pandago is smoked up once again on this Shadow Shaman. Still only level 2, but does have that first point in Shackle they use to secure the first blood. And perhaps they can grab another kill down here in the bottom. He is going to wrap around from the side. Jiggle Billy going straight in. There's the Slitherine Crush onto Bane. And even without the Rasta here, they're doing a lot of damage to Misery. There's Pandago. That's an Ether Shock to finish him off. And now they're going to go on to Woof Woof. This is Pycat. Shackle to start things off. Jiggle Billy with the Slitherine Crush. He's got no mana for a dagger. And I think they'll be able to grab another kill here. There you go. eHug off to the races. 3-0 at the 4-minute mark.
Yeah, and that's really important because they got a Lich to go down there as well, which gives a free lane for Bat Rider now. He's not doing so well on gold. I don't think he has a bottle up, does he? No, but he has his boots. So I guess he can't do too much here, but he does have a free lane now where he's not getting denied, and Lich has to stay bottom.
Yep.
So very good play on bot lane. They keep getting kills, which is what they needed to do.
Yeah, and they just seem to be a little unprepared for Pandago, but to his credit, he's made great use of those first 2 smokes to set up those kills, and well, now Jiggle Billy, he's in, not only is he in good shape, 17-3, but Spectre only has 6 last hits to his name. That is really unfortunate. Glancing at net worth, he's still in the triple digits, which is, well, I think needless to say, not where a Spectre wants to be this early on.
And this is where the Lich pick kind of becomes a problem as well. Like, if they don't start finding ways to get this Lich useful, if they're going to lose the laning phase like this, as you said, Lich kind of just falls off as a hero. He doesn't seem to do too much in the later stage of the game. He throws ice armor up on people, which is great, but
yeah,
not enough.
Exactly. It's like ice armor isn't bad, but it's not really a game changer either. It's kind of just annoying. And I mean, do you think Lich is in need of a buff right now, or do you think it's just sort of he fills a niche that just isn't really that useful in this particular meta?
I'll say no, because, like, no Lich metagames are ever fun to play in, so...
Well, that's fair enough.
Just remove the hero, please.
Oh boy, Wolf Wolf. Yeah, he's in big trouble. Pandego with the shackles. There's the Doom ultimate, and that'll be an easy kill. Justin gets one on the board, and eHug continue their reign of dominance here, 4-0. And up top, actually, Jigobilly's pulled a rotation. They go on Smug, but he hoof stomps and will be able to scoot away.
Yeah, everyone seemed to be rotating lanes now. They rotated Spectre to mid lane, which was interesting, probably because they felt like they couldn't get anything in bot anymore. Puck's bottom lane now. So this problem is right now, Spectre has nowhere to go. She wants to get level 6, and then she wants to meet up with Puck anywhere and get a solo kill, but she's having a hard time getting that level 6.
Yeah.
Lower level than the Lich right now.
Yeah, just now hitting level 5 and still has basically starting items. The 4-man shield, some regen, and a magic wand. Very little to the name of the Spectre. And it looks like they want to try and set up a kill on Smuggelig here. We see Ancient Apparition rotating up, and, well, I thought Doom was going to make a rotation, but just bottling the double damage, and no point in level death, just going 4-4-0, still holding on to that.
Puck game top, though. They might look for a kill here.
That tornado, yep. Oh, yeah, there you go. And perhaps they can do something. Puck is level 6, so of course Dream Coil is online. Jigobilly, he'll get caught inside the Dream Coil. Waning Rift as well. There's the Stampede from Smug. And Jigobilly in a little bit of trouble. Smug does secure the kill, but he also falls to the tower. So a 1-for-1 Centaur for Starladder. Kind of a wash, I guess.
Yeah, it was basically an equal exchange. They both had... Wait, they had 3 come top from actually eHug's side, so they had to bring Doom out of mid lane, which gives some free farm to Spectre, which she desperately needs. So that was a little better for Dog, I would say.
Yeah. Although they'll rotate again. Jigobilly ports to the mid, and Pandego's on his way in, so they give him a little bit of time to farm, but really not too much. eHug covering their bases here, and they've been looking pretty good. I'm still excited to see Jigobilly on a real team. I remember him from way back in the Han days with 50 stream viewers, and it's just interesting to see him here. And he's actually been playing pretty well on eHug. He has a reputation as being kind of a troll, but he's actually a reasonably skilled player.
Yeah, I think he's actually really good. So every time I see him play, he plays really well. Sorry, got yelling in the background.
Is that Charlie?
Oh, it's Universe. He's in a match against C9 right now.
Oh, okay. Well, yelling is appropriate then. It adds to the atmosphere.
Yeah. Behind the scenes, EG.
So Justin here, level 8 on Doom. He is just doing so well across the board. He is number 1 on net worth by a pretty large margin, about 4.1k. Puck, the leading farmer for the Radiant, and only at about 2.8. He does have phase boots up, and it looks like he's going for drums. Jigobilly in the mid lane. He'll take a Lich ult, and it'll take another bounce. That's a kill on Jigobilly. That's so unfortunate. That must have been close to max range before it would have just petered out. So the Lich ult proves successful, and Fog gets a kill on the board.
Lich ult is always good if you have a little luck on your side.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. They're going on mid as well.
Pandego definitely in some trouble. Stampede used, and well, that's an easy kill on the Shadow Shaman. Ancient Apparition ult flies, does connect with the Centaur, but follow-up won't be there, at least not in time to secure a kill as Doom rotates forward. He does have his ultimate available, but Dog will not be in a position to give him an opening. So a nice little recovery from our Radiant side. Still about a 2,000 gold lead for eHug, but at least experience is leveled out, and now that Spectre's found a baseline of farm, has brown boots up, level 7. It's something.
Yeah, it's good, because right now, like, they have good heroes to gank. Like, Puck and Centaur are what they're going to be looking at to initiate, and as you can see, Centaur's progress towards Dagger is better than Slardder's by quite a bit, actually. Well, over 500 gold here. So once he gets that blink up, they're going to look for some kills. Batrider's looking for it as well, but he's still 1,000 off his too. So basically right now they can just find Puck, who's really close to Dagger, find some pickoffs, use Spectral, get a quick kill right now, and then that'll help her locketing towards whatever item she plans on going. Yeah. It's Misery, so I'm not sure what he goes exactly with his Spectre. Usually I see him get like phase drums and then go into like a Radiance, produce normal stuff, I do suppose.
It's Pycat, actually, I think.
Oh, it's Pycat, you're right.
Yeah.
Pycat's playing it. I have no idea then.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. In recovery mode, I think drums would make a lot of sense here, just to give Spectre some some sort of survivability. I think if she tries to go straight for Radiance, it'll just get punished a little bit too hard by eHug. Especially given that they have a Bat Rider and a Starladder. Still a little ways off Blink, but once those items come up, they'll be hunting around for Spectre. And yeah.
Oh, they use Centaur ult as well.
And they may use it to engage up top. There's the Illusory Orb forward. Puck actually burns the Dream Coil, but pretty far off the mark. A bit of a misplay there for MSS.
Yeah, he kind of whiffed it there. Shooting A ult top, gonna hit nothing. Looks like everyone's just missing spells everywhere right now.
Yeah, and this feels like the time where Bat Rider seems to move into the jungle. Looks like he'll take heed to that as he clears out a triple stack here, and this is...
Well, who's gonna get it, though?
Yeah, that's a good point. Puck comes in and actually clears out some of the last hits, so making Cakes' life even more difficult. But I thought he could have rotated maybe even a little bit earlier here, stacking these two camps. Looks like his team has helped him out a little bit. There's at least a double stack here at the hard camp.
Now mid lane.
So
is the grip being deployed there?
Oh yeah, see you later, Doombringer. That's a Fiend's Grip and plenty of follow-up damage. He's got the Scorched Earth on. It'll give him some regen, but not enough to survive a 1v3. And now Team Dog with a big response, and they're gaining momentum in this game pretty quickly.
And we have got a solo smoking Pandago off in the wilderness on his own. Oh, he might get fogged here.
Uh-oh. Fogged by Fogged. Roster wards come down, and
oh, jeez.
Fogged will get owned by Fogged right there, as it may be.
I don't know if that's worth it, but he got him.
Yeah. Yeah, if you go from Fogged.
Yeah.
Really? Roster wards for just a lone Lich?
Yeah, they're kind of fogged and all chat worthy.
Yeah, and that is something to take note of, though. 11.5 minutes in with Rasta who's had wards, you really want to start putting pressure on towers. And, you know, it's just going to get harder as this game goes on, and this is kind of your window where you can at least knock down those tier 1s and use that ultimate a bit more aggressively. Though, now that the blink is up on Bat Rider, maybe that's the sign that eHug have been waiting for to really turn up the heat. Jiggle Billy up top, he's in some trouble as Puck initiates, gets off a nice Slithering Crush, waits for the Dream Coil to expire, he's trying to slither away, does have Sprint on. There's the Stampede from Centaur, looking for the deny, and he'll find it. Well done by Jiggle Billy.
That was Pyket's first song, but like your best defense when you're playing Spectre is pretty much an offense. So if you build up like phase drums right now, he can be really active on the map and look for some kills. He might get fogged again here with Bat. Last one in.
Yep, there's a lasso, and actually the AA ultimate will fly in to add insult to injury, but Bat Rider walks away with another kill on the board. So eHug kind of back-to-back wins right there. They lost their Starladder, but he denied himself to the neutrals, and poor Fogged gets picked on once again.
It's rough being a Lich. He's not gonna have an easy game once they get their blinks up. He's just food. Like Starladder's gonna eat him. That's the one good thing about Lich here against Starladder, though, is like his Frost Armor is very good against amplify damage.
Yep,
but
that's true.
They don't have much physical damage in general on eHug, so they can still use all their spells. So they're gonna need some BKBs, which they don't have very good BKB heroes right now. So yeah, their lineup's pretty good against dogs, I want to say.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, who would grab BKB here? Centaur usually wants to grab something more like a Blink Pipe and then tank up from there, maybe a Blade Mail. Spectre, generally not a BKB hero. Bane, not too bad with a BKB, but it's more
just
a question
hard to farm.
Can you farm it up? Yeah, that's and Puck, usually not a BKB carrier as well, so you're exactly right.
They're looking for a grip on top, but he has team around.
Yeah, Jiggle Billy, they'll use a coil and a grip on top of him. Maybe a little bit of overkill. Hex comes out from Pandago. They do grab the kill onto Starladder. Fog throws the Chain Frost. Cake hops forward, and will actually take a lot of return damage as well. Doom Ultimate comes on MSS. They'll secure the kill on the Fairy Dragon. Now Fogged actually takes an Ether Shock. He's in some trouble. The Centaur commits suicide, and Fogged will fall as well. So it is a 2 for 3. How did the Centaur commit suicide?
How did he commit suicide? I know there's some weird bugs in Dota when you do like self-inflicting spells. If you have like a certain debuff on you, you can kill yourself.
Wow.
But I have no idea.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Double Edge explicitly says Centaur cannot die from Double Edge. It is a non-lethal damage to himself. So it's one of those I kind of wish we had a replay button and I can just run it back and take a gander, because I'm kind of at a loss on that one.
Yeah. I know if you have Soul Catcher on you and you use those spells, you can actually kill yourself.
Okay.
It's a weird mechanic, but there's no Shadow Demon in this game, so
yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
Huh. Well, I'm glad we're both stumped at least here. That's interesting.
I don't know if Centaur had it that fight, but he picked up his blink.
Yeah. I don't think he had it there. I think that was a follow-up pickup.
Yeah. So it's still a fresh blink, which should be interesting. I don't see why he doesn't get 1 point in return.
That value point.
Yeah, it really is. Like, you should get that at like level 4, have at least one point. They're going on Spectre bottom.
Yeah, Pycat's in big trouble. He'll take a Hex. There's the lasso onto the Firefly. I'm not sure they have the damage here, though. Bane comes in with a Brain Sap, and Pandago, he'll be forced to break the shackle early, and it still won't be enough to keep him alive. Lich comes in for the last hit. AA ultimate flies, but they still finish off the Spectre. A Dream Coil comes out as well. Bane does get picked off in the fray, and MSS, he's not going to be alive for too much longer.
He has Doom up in 1 second.
Oh, there we go. See you later, MSS. Centaur ultimate comes out as well, and they may dive it. They want Smuggling. We see pings coming out. They know he's there. It's a question of can they find him. Jiggle Billy, he doesn't have the blink, and I don't think he'll be able to catch up to him here. He does have sprint, but won't use it. They'll just turn and try and finish off this tower.
Yeah, that was a good pick. If they can get this tower out of that, that'll be pretty huge from them. What's going to be really important for them, and they're well on their way, is getting AA Aghanim Scepter. He's shooting mid. It's just going to be he has a Midas, which is actually one of the best items on AA, especially if you're just running around throwing ults. You kind of get under-leveled. So if you do manage to get a Midas up and then Ags directly after, I mean, his ult is just stupid with Ags. You can just win games just by a couple well-placed AA ults.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous how much damage it does. If he clips like a support with it, like the Lich, for example, that's half of his health easy if it's an Ags and level 2 Ice Blast.
Yeah, he's just dead, actually, if he gets hit by level 2 Ice Blast with AA ult right now.
Yeah, it's
actually stupid. It needs to get nerfed, I think, but whatever.
Ice Frog, please. Double damage up on Pycat. Looks like he is working towards drums on this Spectre, and he does have, well, just the Bracer up for now. Could just be a casual Bracer. We'll see exactly where he wants to transition into, but Spectre's still very underfarmed. It looks like he is number 7 on the net worth chart. Doom is more than doubling his farm right now, still topping the charts by a pretty big margin. Could take a glance at the gold graph, just about 7,500 in the favor of eHug, and 3,000 experience going their way as well. They didn't finish off that tower down bottom like we were talking about since the Shadow Shaman got picked off. But he does have his ultimate available, and it looks like eHug could be looking for another fight. They've got Doom ultimate available as well, so this is their time to fight. Doom with a plate mail, probably a Shiva's coming out, but doing more of that aura-based build, and it's a build that I'm a fan of, personally.
Yeah, it is. He's usually going to go for, I think he's... Oh, they're going in right now, though, it looks like.
Yep. Spectre uses the Haunt, and Bane actually taking some damage as well. How do they want to initiate this? A nice 3-man coil coming out from Puck. Kiggs will go ahead and grab Woof Woof, but whoa, a huge Chain Frost bouncing around, doing a ton of damage to the Dire. They're going to spread out, but
RNG
it'll be
gods.
too little, too late.
Oh,
Oh,
right
no.
there got lucky.
Yeah, Doom, Invisibility Rune on, may try and turn around, but there's a Sentry Ward down. That will be the end of Justin. See you later. And Cakes, he gets blinked upon by MSS. One more auto attack would be enough, but he won't find it. Meanwhile,
Billy's behind enemy lines over here.
Yeah, Billy he's going hard. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger, so he has no easy escape here. He'll try and slither his way to some sort of a safe spot. But, oh yeah, there you go. He has a TP. No blink from the Centaur. Probably could have killed him there, but Smug doesn't chance it.
Yeah, I don't think he had vision of that, so
yeah,
he was able to get out. TB's the bottom. What's interesting is, well, it looks like he's BKB rushing. He's not even going to go for a blink. So he's just going to pop BKB and just run in there, which is fine, I do suppose. It'll make sure that Puck can't kill him. He can still be gripped, but I don't know, I probably would have liked to see a blink on him a little earlier. That way they can just get in there right after back goes and counter-initiate in case they do get something on him. Exactly.
BKB isn't bad. I just think Blink is a little bit better. They need some kind of initiator, and now that Centaur has Blink, they need a counter-initiator. Even if back gets the jump on someone, if it's not Centaur, he can hop in and hoof stomp. Then if you have Starladder to kind of one-up that with his Blink, makes things a little bit easier. But between the amplified damage and the Rost awards, if they feel the need to use them, they're actually still on cooldown here. That'll make for an easy roach, and Shackle comes out. Team Dog have wards down, but they're just not in a position to contest this.
Yeah, they just want to play catch-up on their Spectre. Well, they win late game, I believe, if they hold it together with Spectre's ult. Spectre's ult is in 10 seconds if they want to do... I go for a Ninja Steal, but I doubt it. They might get a tier 1 bottom out of it. Actually, I don't think they're going to get anything. They might even get picked off here if they TP in.
And there you go. Cakes blinks forward. Lasso onto Misery. The Ancient Apparition ult will actually be off the mark, but Misery is in the middle of no man's land. That will make for an easy kill. So you're exactly right. They get nothing out of it, and they trade their Bane as well as Roche here at the 19-minute mark. And eHug will further their grip around the neck of Team Dog, at least for now.
What they need to start doing now on eHug is they need to start finding a way to close this game, because the longer it goes on, Spectre is going to be a problem if she manages to get Radiant subs, Centaur as well. Like, they have really good heroes to pick you off, where eHug's lineup is really, really focused on winning the game around the 20, 30-minute mark. So they're going to have that BKB up. They're going to need Doom to get an Alpha Wolf. They're going to need AC. I'd like to see a Deso as well, maybe on Starladder. That way they can actually break base.
Yeah. You're right, though. They will need to do some sort of crippling damage here in the mid-game. Probably that 30, 35-minute mark is right when Spectre's really going to start getting scary and hard to deal with. It does appear that Pycat is trying to pool for a Radiance. He's got 1,600 gold saved up, just a casual bracer for now, and just keeping his options open. If he can get away with getting the relic straight up, I think he'll go for it. But if eHug gank him once or maybe twice more before then, he may change his tone a little bit. They will trade tier 1 for tier 1. As the bottom falls for the Radiant and the top falls for the Dire. That is actually the first tower kill Dog's been able to pick up. So that will take the total tower count now 3-1 in the favor of eHug. And much to your disappointment, it won't be an AC, but a Shiva's coming out on the Doom.
Yeah, he'll probably... I think I saw him play it before. He might go Blink next. I'm not sure, but he goes AC's, Shiva's. So he'll get it after. Unless Jigglebilly's going for it.
Okay.
Who now has this BKB. That could be another reason. Looks like they're setting something up on top lane on Jigglebilly.
Yeah, and BKB still not out quite yet, but he does have the Aegis of the Immortal. Chain Frost flies and will come back. That procs the Aegis. And maybe they can set something else up here. He'll be coming back to life. Misery is actually invisible right now. Rune just about to expire. Will they find a counter kill here? It doesn't look like it. Team Dog are just in full retreat mode. They actually use a defensive Stampede, and it will be enough to make a safe getaway.
Indeed it will. It was funny. He could have kept running forward, and I don't think the Chain Frost would have bounced back to him. And they may have actually got a kill out of that, but hard to know sometimes when Chain Frost is going to bounce in what direction.
Yeah. I will say that Fogged has done pretty well with his Chain Frost this game. That set up the kill right there, and then that last team fight we saw, the Chain Frost did a pretty crippling amount of damage. So not the easiest ability to use, and Fog has been pretty much on point. There's that BKB on Jigglebilly you were mentioning. He's also level 11, so amplified damage is that much more potent, minus 15 armor a pop. And things are still looking pretty good for eHug. Fogged is pretty close to grabbing the mech, and still about 500-600 gold off the recipe or so. No mech out for the Dire side. What's your take on that item? I still contend it's a little bit underrated because we still see games where people don't grab mech. Are there a lot of instances where mech is not a good choice?
I feel like mech is good if you plan on like taking objectives with it. Like if you make a 20-30-minute mech, I feel like it's useless almost every single time. And also if you make it early mech around like 10 minutes and you just plan on split pushing the whole game, I also feel like it's kind of worthless.
Yeah.
So if you do build a mech, you just need to kind of get towers early. Like if you get a really early mech, like 10-15 minutes, you can go and take like almost any tier 1 tower with the right heroes.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. Yeah, split pushing is definitely a situation where mech is not particularly useful, but I don't know. I mean, this has been a pretty action-packed game. Would you think that eHug would be well advised to grab a mech here, or not needed?
I think it's too late now, but I think they should have had one earlier and got the tier 1s down, because I don't think they did anything with their early Rost awards. They're just like getting solo kills and saving them, not doing much. If they had a mech and Rost awards, they could have taken every single tier 1 tower.
Well, they do take out that tier 2 in the mid, but they've still got quite a few more to go. There is a Blink Dagger up on the Shadow Shaman, and it appears he's now working towards an Ag Scepter with that point booster in the inventory.
Looks like it. They're really farmed on eHug right now. This is their game to lose, I want to say, because they have like every single core item they want on every hero. All they have to do now is get a couple more levels, finish some items. Doom is going for Salt Cuirass. It looks like, yeah, he picked up the Hyperstone. So once he gets his AC up, and if they contest next Roche, I don't think they should lose a fight at Roche. So they should wait for next Roche, get that, and then try to end the game.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment. They don't want to give Pycat any more room than they already have, and he's pretty darn close to that relic. About 3,100 gold in the savings account. So
but it won't matter so much, I think, if they just go... Like, they have their supports. Usually when you get Radiance, the supports just die, right? Just, they're food. But look at the items the supports have. Like, they're all building really tanky right now. They're all really farmed. So that Radiance isn't going to have a huge impact.
Yeah, that's a good point. There will be a smoke used by eHug, and they rotate through their own Dire jungle. Cakes looking pretty farmed right now, has himself the Blink Dagger, Force Staff, and I believe he has Boots of Travel sitting on the Courier, but this fight going to break out at any moment here. Cakes blinks forward. There's the lasso onto Wolf. Wolf pulls him forward. A two-man Dream Coil comes out. Mech already popped by the Radiant side. Spectre will be the first to die in this fight. Buys back, haunts in instantly, back in the fight, but they've already lost their Bane. Doom ultimate comes out onto Fogged. Oh, this poor Lich. He just can't catch a break.
Spectre's gonna die again.
Yeah, that's a dieback for the Spectre, and now MSS not out of the clear quite yet. Will phase shift and hop to the orb. Looks for the deny on Puck, won't find it, and a double kill comes out for the Doom. What a disaster for Team Dog.
Yeah, that is really, really terrible. Like, that's a nice strategy to like let your Spectre die and then rebuy and get back into the fight. It's usually much better when you're kind of ahead, but if you're really far behind, it's fine as well. But dying and then rebuying and dying again when you're having this bad of an early game it's disastrous. Actually, he's at 1800 gold now. He almost had his relic.
Yep. So that's now all of a sudden. I mean, Spectre is in really big trouble. His net worth is on par with that of Lich.
Yeah, you have to give up Radiance now, I think. You just have to go like drums right now. Go for a Manta, Diffusal. Start building one of those items because that relic is not going to work.
Yeah, this is like full recovery mode Spectre. I think it was probably the right idea to try and buy back and get back in the fight there. Like, I see where he was coming from, but just the fact that he's so underfarmed and that he has basically no items. He was pulling for the relic that whole time. He has Phase Boots, Poor Man's Shield, Bracer, and Magic Wand. I'm not surprised that he died again. He is so squishy and easy to kill.
Yeah, he got amp on him both times, and once the amp goes down on Spectre, like all of her plus armor is removed, and they just like right clicked him with the Alpha Wolf plus damage. He just blew up actually, just straight up blew up.
Yeah, and Doom did go ahead and grab that Alpha Wolf like you mentioned, so he's hitting hard. His team's hitting a bit harder, and he's not too far off that Assault Cuirass now. Hyperstone already grabbed and about 2,400 gold, so he's just going to farm away in the jungle, and they'll be able to bide their time until next Roche. Still on that initial timer, and we'll see if it's a fast respawn. But now even more so, I think this is eHug's game to lose. About a 14,000 gold lead, 7,500 experience. Pandago a little bit closer to that Ag Scepter, and there's the BOTs on the Bat Rider as well. Ancient Apparition. Wow, very close to the Ag Scepter, one creep kill away, and that is probably the scariest of all with these item pickups.
What I'm curious to see is Jiggle Billy's item. He has 3.3k. Does he go Blink Dagger now? Does he go for damage? Does he go with Deso or something? Does he go for Heart? Like, what's his plan here? A Heart might not be too bad because, like, if Shadow Shaman does manage to get his Ags up, and they just put Starladder in the front, and they siege base with him tanking and Serpent Wards, they could siege your base very easily. And yeah, he does go for the Reaver.
Yep. I think it makes sense. They have Doom, who is a pretty tanky frontliner, but he's kind of their aura big damage dealer right now, and they just need Starladder to get in the front lines and take some damage. I still think a Blink would be really good. It's just core on Starladder, not even just to initiate, but just to give you that utility and move around in team fights. He's just an all-around good hero with Blink. I'm a little surprised to see Jiggle Billy completely foregoing it.
I mean, if this late, I don't think it's going to be that great anymore. Mainly because Spectre is a hero that Blink Dagger isn't the greatest against in team fights.
True.
You can't use it too much, and like if you're out of position and you don't blink instantly, because you have like half a second to blink when Spectre ults, and if you don't use that timing, you don't get a blink the whole team fight. Okay. So he prefers to just run in there, I believe.
Yeah,
especially they want a siege base too, and like Blink doesn't help you siege base, whereas HP will.
Very true. Good points, my friend. And we've got the Assault Cuirass now up on Doom. And Centaur, he'll go ahead and grab the Pipe of Insight. So pretty core on the Centaur War Runner, and not too bad here, but eHug have this kind of weird mix of physical and magic damage. I don't really think Pipe is... Well, I guess there are some cases where Pipe's a bad choice, and against an Ancient Apparition will definitely come in handy, but I don't know if that'll be enough by itself to turn the tides in the next team fight. I don't think that's going to be enough to keep this Spectre alive through the amp damage and the right-click DPS that's going to come out.
Yeah, and actually I'm surprised he's going for Relic again. He's at 3.4k again. He doesn't have rebuy, and they do not want a team fight right now. They just want to get that Radiance up and take it to the ultra late game, but I don't see how that's going to be possible, because like they got too greedy, I feel. Like, they didn't expect Team eHug to aggressive tri-lane for some reason. I don't know why they didn't consider it at all. But they're like, all right, they're going to safe lane. Spectre's going to get a lane against Bat Rider with Bane to zone him. We're going to win all our lanes. And just one aggressive tri-lane completely turned their whole strategy around. Now Spectre has nowhere to go and farm.
Yeah, and I also question this Radiance now because it's one of those items that, I mean, it's good on Spectre at pretty much any point in the game. It'll interrupt blinks, and it helps those illusions do more damage and kind of pick on the supports. But like you mentioned, the supports are tanking up with their item choices, and Radiance does a set amount of damage. It's more powerful the earlier you can grab it. If you can get it by like the 12-minute mark, that's when... or 12 minutes, that's really fast. Like, yeah, I don't know why. I don't know where 12 minutes came from. But if you can get it early on, like 15, 16 minutes, like a super fast Radiance rush, you can just melt supports. But at the 30-minute mark, the damage is just lackluster. Interrupting or preventing blinks is almost more useful than the damage that it puts out.
Yeah, I mean, the main tool is they're going on bottom. I'll wait on my thought to see if he actually goes here.
Yeah, they want this Spectre, and he does have the Relic. He's picked it up already, but there you go. There's the lasso in. They'll scoot him back. Shivas and Woof Woof is in big, big trouble. He does have Haunt available. They'll go ahead and throw the Doom ultimate. Pipe comes out as well. Now team support coming in. And this is looking like a failed gank for eHug. They'll just turn onto MSS. He gets turned into a chicken. See you later, Puck. So they keep their Spectre alive, but it still costs them their Puck. Doom ultimate almost taking down Pycat, but he will survive with about 95 hit points or so to spare, and now eHugger on the aggressive.
They should get this tower, though, so it should be good. They have wards up. They'll drop it here, get this tower, and that'll be worth it for them, because Roche should be up. Yeah, it's up now, so they can go for that whenever they want.
Yep.
Get the hard up on Gigabilly, get him an Aegis. Just how far away from this Ags on the Shadow Shaman? Not too far. If he gets that, that'll help a lot, too. They don't need it, but it's like double the damage on wards, I believe, right? So that's always nice to have.
Yeah, and well, he already has the 2 tanky items, but we'll let him tank up a bit. So what were you saying about Radiance before that little skirmish?
Oh, I was going to say with Radiance as well, what they're probably looking to do with it more than anything is not look for kills because it's not too much damage, but he can farm a lot faster with the Radiance. He can just go into the jungle, aggro all 3 camps at once, and you farm so much faster with the Radiance than you would with like a Yasha or a Manta style and stuff like that. Because they need to take it to ultra late game, so he's thinking, I'm so far behind, I'm probably just going to go ahead and just farm for like 20 minutes. You guys need to make space, and around the 50-60 minute mark, I'll be caught up in items if we somehow haven't lost by then, and then it'll pay it off by then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's another good point, that it is a farming tool for Spectre, kind of above all else, but sort of like getting a Battle Fury at 30 minutes almost. It's just not really as useful as it would have been if you grabbed it earlier on. But he's committed. He has the Relic, now just about enough gold. I think after this creep wave, if he gets this siege creep, he'll be able to pick up the recipe. But uh-oh. Pycat, you're in some trouble. There's the blink forward from Cakes. Lasso into the Firefly. AA ultimate to boot, and they'll have plenty of damage to finish him off. So, well, he was able to buy the Radiance recipe before he went down. That's one piece of good news for Spectre, but a 32-minute Radiance, more than lackluster. Misery. Oh, wow, they interrupt it. Shackle, and yeah, there will be plenty of follow-up damage here. Flame Break to move him out of the trees, and easy 2-0 for eHug there.
Yeah, Justin's actually been playing really well. Like, he just sensed that there might be someone hiding in the trees there, so he threw Shivas over there, and they scouted Bane as he's TPing out, so they're able to get yet another kill.
Yeah, very nicely done. So Team Dog, they've got a Radiance on their Spectre, 20,000 gold deficit, 14,000 experience deficit. They've got 1 outer tower remaining. It is this tier 2 that probably won't be standing for too much longer here in the top lane. The question on everybody's mind is, will this Radiance be enough to start turning the tides here?
Oh, absolutely not. It'll have to be like a really, really good Puck Centaur combo along with Lich for them to turn the tide. So just like Coil into a Chain Frost is really good, actually.
Yep.
And if Centaur gets in there as well with his ultimate, and Spectre's supporting damage will be really good here as well. So they have good heroes to deal with them if they want to group up and break the base. It's going to be really reliant on the Dream Coil, though.
Yeah. Yeah, Aegis still up on the Starladder, who, oh, by the way, has also picked up his Hearted Tarask. 2,800 hit points on that Slytherin guy. So things will be difficult for Dog. They'll probably try and make one last stand at their base, but at this point, looking at the net worth chart, there's just a lot of red floating towards the top. The only one in the middle of the pack.
Oh, he lassoed and what the
Oh.
Right.
Oh, my.
There's 2 of them there, too. And
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So, Batrider, looks like he will grab a Lincoln's, though, which is
casually got lasso.
Not
That's
bad.
fine.
Yeah.
Lincoln's?
Level 16. It's only a 50-second cooldown. Not the end of the world, but still comical.
Yeah, I wonder if that Lincoln's is for him or someone else. I don't even know.
Yeah. Well, Puck now has a Scythe of Ice complete, so that Lincoln's may actually come in handy quite a bit here.
Yeah, alright, maybe that was it for the Hexes.
Yeah, and, I mean,
I would have preferred a BKB, but that's just me, because BKB is actually pretty good against Spectre, especially when he goes Radiance.
Yeah.
You don't take dispersion damage, you don't take Radiance damage, like, you just don't take a lot of damage from Spectre if you have a BKB, to be honest with you. But
Yeah.
maybe he wants to block Hexes, or put one on Starladder when they're sieging base.
Yeah, we'll see how he wants to use it, but Doom will bottle up a double damage rune. A rune that at this point I like to call the Rune of Many Wins, where Doom is just going to be hitting so hard. He has 35 armor right now with 2,000 hit points. He is just a beast. He does a lot of damage. He can take a lot of damage. Rasta now with the Ag Scepter. I think Dog will have their work cut out for him making this hold. They just need that perfect wombo combo to try and make things happen. Spectre will be farming away. Does have Haunt available, and actually will be level 16 in just a moment here. But already, Rasta wards come down. Tier 3 taking heavy damage. Glyph is available for Team Dog. They'll burn it as they move into the Naked Racks. But they've already lost this tower, so...
Yeah, they should commit to this. Just take it. Jigobilly in the front line to this heart. They can't go on him. He has Aegis. And then the Ags Rasta wards. They're just going to take this uncontested, like I was saying.
Yeah.
Once they got to this point of the game, you can't do anything against this.
Yep.
Especially with an Aegis.
And a double damage rune on Doom. That won't make things any easier.
He didn't even hit anything. I believe he was sitting back.
Just walking around. He takes it in feeble, but yeah, not gonna be too scary.
Just a scare factor, him being there, I guess.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna do that again when the wards are up again. Just build a little tanky and take every single Rax right now. And they have to somehow find a defense here, or else they're just. You saw how fast that died. They have 5 minutes until their glyph is up again. If they do that again right after Rasta Ward cooldown comes up, they're just gonna lose another set.
Yeah, I mean, right now, eHug, they'll be happy to trade a lane of Rax for giving Spectre a little bit of recovery farm space at this point. I mean,
It's always a rough position to be in.
yeah. So, looking at current gold, everybody is just loaded right now. There we go. Doom with 3,200, Starladder with like 31 as well. They can buy pretty much whatever they want at this point. We haven't even seen any big Ancient Apparition Ag Scepter ultimates, but wow, he actually went mech after the Ag Scepter. That's a rather interesting item pickup at this point.
Yeah, they just want to end the game right now. It's not too terrible, I want to say, because
It's not bad.
they just go in, they go on him, he'll mech him up, it's fine.
Yep. There's a 4-man smoke from Team Dog. They'll move out of the base. They want to try and catch Team Dog, or pardon me.
They're going to get him here.
Yeah, Team eHug off guard, and looks like their strategy may be successful. They'll get a kill on Shadow Shaman and Ancient Apparition to start this off. Cake's in trouble as well, and there you go. Team Dog with the surprise strategy. When you're this far behind, you don't expect them to be the aggressors, and eHug will get caught with their pants down. 3 in the well for 45 seconds.
They definitely did get caught with their pants down. When they back out together, they have to do it together. Like, one of them TP'd out early, and then the others ran kind of together, and I don't know, they're too split there. You can't do that when you take a tower. You have to back out together, or else you will get caught.
They were just, I think they were just completely not expecting that to happen. That was a nice, smart play from Team Dog.
Yeah, that's what Dog needs to do. Like, if they let them get into their base, and they drop the wards, they're going to lose the fight, especially the glyph down. So they have to fight them outside of their base, or else they have no chance whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, there's that Desolator on Starladder that you were talking about earlier on. So Jigobilly will continue to forego the blink here at the 37-minute mark and turning into a bit more of a hard hitter. So he could be in some trouble. Yeah, 4-staff forward onto MSS.
Doom is near, though.
No Fiend's Grip available. And, well, see you later, Bane. He'll get turned around on. And now Jigobilly, he pops his BKB. Smuggling will use the Stampede to try and make the getaway. Takes the Doom ultimate. And Illusory Orb comes in. Puck won't hop to it. And there you go. Cake swings forward. See you later, Smug. He'll get caught inside the lasso. Pulled back to the rest of the posse, and they will cut him down. And eHug will take a 2-0.
Unfortunately, their Shadow Shaman is nowhere near to drop the wards, but they'll do what little damage they can. Well, they have Desto and AC up, so if they just hit on it right now, it'll fall pretty quick.
Bandego wants to split push. He's smoked up, headed towards the bottom lane. He's on his own mission right now. He's living in his own world, and it's all right. Like you said, they don't really need him. With Desto, these buildings will just fall so quickly. Tier 3 goes down. Rax getting dropped as well. Puck comes in with the orb, won't hop to it. And now Team Dog, they're up against the wall. 2 lanes of Rax down. They're in big trouble. Rasta still pushing the bottom lane. Still smoked up, actually. I don't know if he's actually going to drop the wards here as Spectre starts to move and try and contest. But yeah, eHug will just rotate as a team down bottom.
Yeah, no glyph up, so they're just going to drop. They have to fight, like, right now. Or else the Rasta wards are going to get in there with some madness. Well, Pandego? Alright. That could happen, too.
Yeah, no Rasta wards here. Centaur will buy back as well. And now this fight will break out. Misery gets caught by the Bat Rider. And they come in. Fog and Bane both get destroyed. Smug, the next target of choice. A decent Dream Coil comes out, but it's just too little, too late. Spectre gets picked off as well. He'll buy back, but it's just a massacre. Even without the Rasta wards, they'll be able to do a lot of damage to these structures. Spectre just has too little. The Radiance, not enough damage at this point.
I don't think Radiance is actually doing anything right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too late, and they're just going to call it.
There you
They
go,
can see
GG.
they can't do anything. This Starladder.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there hitting it with like -12 armor on their axes.
Yeah, Starladder and Doom, they're just so tanky. They have a lot of hit points, a lot of armor, and Dog just, well, I think you hit the nail on the head. They misread the lanes, and Spectre fell too far behind. One thing that eHug did very well in the laning phase was not give Spectre anywhere to farm. They tried to rotate, they tried to find space for Pycat, and Pandago just kind of followed him around. He had some great rotations early on and kind of set the tone for that Spectre falling behind.
And there's no wolves this game. What's up with that?
No wolves. Yeah. Well, I guess the wolves are a little less appropriate when you get kind of upset by Team eHug. I don't know.
Oh. They told me, or Fog told me, when they lose it's a single wolf. When they win it's a double wolf. Like they have their language.
Wow, I didn't realize there was so much intricacy to the wolfing.
Yeah, but yeah, just to recap on the game, I think they got too greedy. Like, Dog, they didn't expect eHug to, like, they would have had the better lanes if eHug did standard lanes and just put do mid, Starladder, tri-lane top. They would have won the laning phase. They didn't expect eHug to actually just flip it on them and just take advantage of their weak lanes. And they didn't realize they were being greedy. They thought they were being next level by doing next level lanes, by having Centaur up there with the Lich and just Bane zoning out the Batrider. Yeah. But the lane rotation was too much from the deal. Spectre just had no impact on this game. Couldn't find any farm.
Yeah,
and when you have a 4 protect 1, it's kind of hard to win the game if your 1 isn't farming anything.
Yeah, Doom also did a really good job in the mid lane. Justin, a player that still kind of needs to prove himself. A lot of people don't know too much about him, and he looked solid that game. He played a pretty good Doom. He had a little bit of support coming in. I think they ganked the puck for him early on, but all in all, I like his item choices. I like his playstyle. He made pretty good rotations, made good use of his ultimate.
Yeah, he played great.
Looking good. So that wraps up our first game of 2 for Starladder North America today. Coming up next will be EG versus Osiris, and unfortunately, only one game for Fear. We have sportsmanship at heart here, and with Universe nearby, it doesn't really make sense to have Fear casting the game that he's playing in. So, Fear, thank you for making some time. It was a pleasure, and hopefully we can get you back on sometime soon.
I'll definitely be on sometime soon. It was fun casting. See you around.
Awesome. Yeah, take care, man. So we'll have a short break here, guys, and I think Gods will be joining me for the final game. It is scheduled to start in just about 15 minutes, so you get a little break, and then come on back for our final game of the day, EG Osiris, coming up next.